I always wear a hat. I mean, not because I'm going bald, because I just like to wear one.
Because you want to look cool, brother.
Yeah, exactly.
I wore my Celsius hat canoeing this weekend, so
there you go. He couldn't wear it today because he partied so much the hat shrunk.
It's got the sweat bangs on it.
I would recommend that if they're going to make it that they make.
All right, great. Thank you.
You're welcome. There you go. See that? You see how that works, Brian?
I love it. That was great.
Yeah, I mean, your drink. I've been trying to trap. My job is to make this. I don't want the audience to think that I'm just in the pocket of these sponsors. I'm not. I ask hard questions, but I wanted to see how you would react to my questions about this obesity epidemic. Beverage companies will sit in front of a congressional committee and deny that they have anything to do with it, the obesity epidemic, and it's a lie. You could sit in front of a congressional committee and say, wait a minute, our drink helps people lose weight. Right?
Right. Well, another good point to call out is because of the traction we've been gaining in multiple outlets, not just in fitness, but it's, in 7-Elevens and the grocery stores and all these other outlets of channels. It's causing these big beverage companies like a Coke or a Pepsi to change their focus. They're looking at different angles now, and we need to be healthier than what we were before, because healthier is what's winning right now. I know this obesity is still out of control, but people are starting to catch on to the health benefits of not drinking soda all day long and other healthier for you products. So they're trying to kind of shuck and jive a little bit differently than what they used to be. And a good example is Pepsi. I don't know if you saw in the news, but Pepsi just acquired Cytosport, which is muscle milk. Yesterday.
They can do that.
They're going to have a supplement company.
Yeah, well, okay. Who's going to have a supplement company?
Pepsi. Pepsi just purchased Cytosport. It's in yesterday's news.
Okay, I'll look at that. Thank you for the tip. Celsius. It is a negative. What did you call it? A negative calorie drink?
Yeah. Yes, sir.
Is that it? There you go. And when we come back, we'll tell you about the clinical trials that support their claim. There's more than one.
Feel tired, lethargic, or irritable?
opinion, now this is an opinion, these beverage companies see the handwriting on the wall, just as the cigarette companies saw the handwriting on the wall. PepsiCo, and which is a giant corporation, has now acquired Health Warrior, and Health Warrior is a U.S.-based nutrition-forward company that makes plant-based products. Yeah, you heard me right, including nutrition bars and protein and whatnot. PepsiCo purchased them yesterday. They acquired them. Why did they do that? Well, I'm sure they could give us a very rhetorically sensitive and precise answer. I think they see the handwriting on the wall. And that handwriting is saying that people are moving, are concerned about weight gain, the obesity. They don't want to be affiliated or associated with the obesity epidemic. Now, the wonderful option is Celsius. Brian Aliciano is an educator for Celsius. They have clinical trials to show and support their claim that Celsius is a negative calorie drink, meaning you will burn calories when you drink the product instead of gaining weight. And they have it in generally two different forms. You have naturally sweetened and artificially sweetened, right, Brian?
Correct.
Mm-hmm.
Well, we have a sucralose version, so Splenda, sweetened with Splenda, and then we have a stevia sweetened version.
Yeah, I drink the stevia. I like that taste. That's my favorite. So these clinical trials, how many were there?
6.
6 clinical trials.
Right.
And
you can be found on Celsius.com, by the way.
And that's where I'm at right now, by the way. Tell me, do you know of any other beverage company in your category that has done that has gone out and spent the time, money, and effort to do clinical trials on the product?
I haven't seen one yet. I would love to see one, but I haven't.
No, it's not there. I've searched the terrain. Now, maybe we're missing it, but I don't know of one. That's significant. And I just wonder how, it makes me wonder. I mean, it resonates with me as a producer and host of a health talk show and nutritionist. I mean, it resonates with me. I wonder if it resonates with the consumer. What do you think?
I think so. I think when people actually realize that we have 6 university studies that back up all of our claims, and it's not just a bunch of quote-unquote pixie dust that a lot of other supplement companies use in this day and age, I think that once they figure that out, that they have a brand they can trust. And I think trust is the number one reason in the health field that you really, that's why you listen to your doctor, right? You trust them. So they listen to other health professionals because you trust them. You drink a certain product because it has 6 university studies because you can trust it. And I think that right there is the major leg to stand on with our brand.
Let's go to Bradenton, Florida. John, welcome to the show. You had a question for Brian.
Yeah, I was driving. I don't know if I misheard or something, but did he say that there's a powdered form also?
Yes.
Of the drink?
Sure. Go ahead, Brian. Don't hang up, John. Go ahead, Brian.
Hey, John. Thanks for calling in. Yeah, we do. We do have a powdered form. And we call them our Celsius on-the-go stick packs, and they can be. They're kind of hard to find actually right now. We're trying to get them out there, out and about. But they can be found on Amazon.com/Celsius with a capital C. That's our store page. So you can purchase them on there. VDC has them if you're in the Tampa area.
Vitamin Discount Center, yeah. They have them.
Vitamin Discount Center. But so the stick packs are really handy. It's 1 stick pack equals 1 can.
You mix it with water, right?
Right. Your water, your choice of beverage. I would highly recommend mixing it with 12 to 16 ounces. Make sure it's enough water because our premix is it's 1 can.
Yeah, those powdered. It's sort of dense, so you got to make sure you put enough. And I would recommend using cold water, with ice or something like that.
The reason I was asking is I was assuming the powdered form is probably not carbonated. Is that correct?
Correct.
or not?
It's not carbonated.
right.
That's right.
Okay.
Yeah.
I'm asking that because I had bariatric surgery, and that's one thing they tell you: absolutely do not drink carbonated beverages if you've had any kind of bariatric surgery.
How are you doing with your surgery? How has that worked?
I've lost 100 pounds.
Oh my goodness! When did you have the surgery done?
It works.
When did you have it? When did you have it done?
A little over a year ago.
My goodness, what inspired you to do that? I mean, I know the obvious answer, but I would, if you would mind sharing that.
To be honest,
yeah,
maybe lack of willpower, or I don't know.
I think you're being too hard.
Maybe some genetics involved. I know all the chemicals they put in food now that make you hungry.
Yeah.
It could be any number of factors. I have a history of obesity in my family.
Oh, you do?
Yeah. I mean, there's so many people in my family that are just not just a little obese, but
morbidly obese. Morbidly obese. I think you're being too hard on yourself. It's not willpower. I've had doctors. I've had my conversations with doctors and say, well, the patient just doesn't have any willpower. Well, if it was a willpower problem, we could have solved this a long time ago. Obesity is a very complicated disease. And congratulations to you. I know there is some risk with bariatric surgery. I'm glad it's working out for you, and thank you for listening.
There's three kinds of it. I think the most effective is the one I had, which is the sleeve.
The sleeve,
surgery.
Yes.
Yeah, that is the most effective version of it instead of bypass or wrap band.
Yeah.
Those are the other two kinds.
Yes.
And apparently it takes out the part of the stomach that releases the chemicals that actually make you more hungry.
I see.
And so my wife has actually lost more weight than I have.
Well,
doing it.
What you can do is if you like a good health drink, Celsius is the way to go. I mean, it's a real fitness drink. It's wonderful, a life fitness drink. Thank you for your call, John. Thank you for listening. Thank you for sharing your experience. It resonates with it certainly resonates with me, and I know it does with the audience. Thank you so much. And Brian, thank you. We appreciate you. Too bad you have to go, man. I was looking forward to another hour. I know you're in Dallas, Texas. You're probably going to go to some Dallas Bull Bar or something the rest of the day.
Yeah, right. That's exactly where I'm going. No, I'm actually catching the flight out of here.
All right, man. Thank you so much, and thank you for the hat. When Joe comes to the station, I'll give him the other hat you gave me. All right, man. Take care. Celsius, life fitness drink. Try it. You'll like it. Apples and pears. Apples and pears. Keep that in mind. Welcome to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Hope you're having a wonderful day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. I can't tell you, I was talking to somebody last evening about the shows. Several people came up to me while I was at the gym, and I was talking about the show and telling them what the show's all about, and I was listening. As I was telling, I was sort of listening to myself share with them what I thought the show was about, and so on. And I just can't tell you, honestly, what a privilege it is to be able to do this every day. It truly is. I know I say this all the time, but I can't help myself. I just have to tell you that. I don't take it for granted. I don't take much for granted these days. Trust me, I don't. And to be able to come on air like this and share with you whatever little I know, and and I say little compared to what needs to be known. Yeah, we all know a little. It really is gives me a purpose, and this is an evidence-based show, and we're trying to do our best, myself and everybody affiliated with the show, to provide you the kind of insight, information, and understanding about health, wellness, and well-being generally, nutrition specifically, and other lifestyle and therapies, if you will, that are based in some realm of sanity and facts, so that you can trust the message and you can trust the messenger. And otherwise, I'm wasting your time and I'm wasting mine. And so that's what we're trying to do here. And it's just really, I can't tell you how much I enjoy doing this with you every day. So this notion of apples and pears is going to come up here in a moment. We always love it when you connect with the show, make contact. Communication is about contact. It is about connection. And that's what we're trying to do with you.
877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK. Dr. Garko's personal email is drgarko@letstalknutrition.com. Follow us, like us, and share us on Facebook at Let's Talk Nutrition, on Instagram at Let's Talk Nutrition, and subscribe to our YouTube channel where we have over 60,000 views, over 400 subscribers, over 1,000 videos now at Let's Talk Nutrition on YouTube.
There you go. That's our story, and we're going to stick to it. Let me see if I can find. I'll report on a couple of things first, and then I want to get to this one very provocative story about. I'll give you a teaser. Young blood, and I'll tell you about that. I'm going to tell you about apples and pears and young blood. Just to give you an alert, there is a warning out today, and it deals with turkeys. Yeah, I know it's not Thanksgiving. I understand. But the CDC has linked turkey with salmonella, and apparently 63 more cases of salmonella poisoning with this outbreak have occurred. It's linked to raw turkey products, and they've been reporting this, are you ready? Since December 2018. So it's been going on for several months here, bringing the total number to 279. This is according to the U.S. Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. That's their update. Cases of this turkey salmonella contamination problem are being reported in 41 states, including the District of Columbia. 107 people have been hospitalized. Well, you might say, gee, that's not a big number. Well, if you're one of the 107, it's a huge number. And people, one death was previously reported in California. So this can be serious business. I never got into this on the show before until last year. And then I've made it a constant and repeated theme on the show, because I think people need to know that food is being contaminated, and you need to be aware of it. The outbreak strain of salmonella has been identified in various raw turkey products, they said, including ground turkey and turkey patties, and in raw turkey pet food and live turkeys, in addition. Wow. Indicating it might be it's widespread, the CDC thinks. I haven't seen any reports here for Florida. I don't know if it is in Florida or not. I don't know. A single common supplier, WebMD reported, of raw turkey products or live turkeys has not been identified. That's unfortunate, which could account for the whole outbreak, but they haven't. Ill people infected with the same salmonella strain have been reported in Canada, according to health officials. So, when we walk into a grocery store, we assume what? I mean, what do you think? Most of the people that are in there, are they thinking about salmonella poisoning? Most likely not. And we take things for granted. We assume that the food is safe. We assume that, the agencies responsible for making that happen are doing their job, and they are. CDC does a good job. You got the FDA for safety, all these federal agencies. That's your federal government at work. That's what it's supposed to do, right? So I just wanted to give you a heads up. People get sick, by the way, from if you get infected with that pathogenic microorganism between 12 to 72 hours after you ingest the germ, and you develop diarrhea, fever, and stomach cramps. Those are the classic symptoms, signs and symptoms of salmonella poisoning. People can recover within a week, but it's very unpleasant, as I understand. Knock on wood. I've had food poisoning. I don't know if it was salmonella or whatever it was, but it's not pleasant, as many of you know. 877-897-8255. 877-897-TALK. There was an article I saw that caught my attention. The headline on it was "Scientifically Proven Ways to Lose Weight and Improve Health." I said, okay, I'm all ears on that one. They said in the article that researchers found that 3/4 of those people surveyed are concerned about their weight, and 65% are worried about getting heart disease due to the extra pounds. The general population is keenly aware that something is going on here, right? That there is an obesity epidemic. This is not unknown. People understand it. And when you look at the number of people on a diet at any given time, it's off the chain. All the time, people are on a diet. It's a big number. I don't remember what it is. 60% of always on a diet, and it's hard to make these dietary changes. It's very, very difficult to change your relationship with foods. The study also found that many Americans don't fully understand the relationship between all these extra pounds and their overall health. They know generally, first of all, they don't look good. They don't, the clothes don't fit right. They treat it as an aesthetic problem. Well, trust me, it's more than an aesthetic problem here. This is a major, obesity is a disease. Let me be clear. Obesity is a disease. Of the people surveyed in this one study, they said 1 in 5 of those surveys said they believe their diet has nothing to do with their heart health. That's a level of ignorance that we have to correct. Your diet has everything to do with your heart health and your lifestyle. And that's why we're here. We educate to empower so that people can take charge of their health. to Let's Talk Nutrition, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show, and whatever you may be doing. Let's go to Apollo Beach, Florida. Cher, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Oh, hello. Good morning. How are you doing, Dr. Garko?
I'm good. Thanks for asking. What's on your mind today?
Yes, I have a question for you. I am currently taking a probiotic, which I swear by. I mean, I absolutely take one daily.
Good.
You know.
Good.
Now, a lot of times people, that I'll talk to about the probiotic, they'll tell me, oh, well, I'm on a digestive enzyme. And I know that that's not the same thing. So
okay.
I was wondering if you could go over
the difference?
Differences. Yeah, between the two. And do I need to also add that to my diet as well? But right now, probiotics seems to be working for me. So I'm going to hang up and let you go ahead and...
Okay. All right. Thank you for your question.
Thanks so much, Dr. Garko.
Thank you. It's a good question. As a matter of fact, I talked about enzymes yesterday. On Monday, I talked about coenzymes. In this case, I featured vitamins. Vitamins can be coenzymes. They help enzymes work. And yesterday, I talked about enzymes and what they are, how they work, and so on. Okay, so the difference between them, it's not difficult to distinguish what the difference. The difference is that probiotics are microorganisms. They're bacteria, and different types, right? Bifidus and lactobacillus and so on. And these microorganisms live in our gut. They populate different sectors or regions of the digestive tract. And they compete with pathogenic bacteria for food and for space to live. And they serve us, they've been part of our evolution forever. And we have a symbiotic relationship with these, they're called flora, the gut flora. And there are, they say, billions of them that live in our gut. And they serve us very well. They're involved with the immune system, and I've done many shows on these microorganisms, these healthy microorganisms. And probiotics, you can go into a health store, as you have done, Cher, and you can buy them. Many of the products now are shelf stable and don't need to be refrigerated. Remember, these are living organisms. A lot of people forget that. These are not dead organisms. They're supposed to be alive and well. And so, and sometimes they're refrigerated. Companies don't produce a shelf stable, but even people who buy shelf stable will still put them in a refrigerator. And you take them every day with your food, and they can make, if you're suffering from any number of gastrointestinal diseases and disorders, it's usually a function, many times not solely, but a contributing factor is dysbiosis, where you have an imbalance of healthy gut bacteria relative to the pathogenic bacteria. And so you're trying to create you want your army to be bigger than the pathogenic bacteria's army, meaning the good flora, the healthy, wonderful, healthy bacteria that fight the battle for you. And so you take these probiotic supplements, and they're wonderful. There are many of them out there. I don't know how many hours we've spent on the air. Enzymes are a different concept. You can buy enzymes. There are digestive enzymes. There are proteolytic enzymes. And yesterday I did a little tutorial on enzymes and what they do. Most people, the layperson, when they talk about enzymes, they think about digestive enzymes. And that's fine. But that's not the only kind of enzyme that exists. And these digestive enzymes work on the substrates, meaning the amino acids, the fatty acids, the sugars that you consume. Like, for example, glucose. When you look at you can take one molecule of glucose and run it through glycolysis, which is a 10-step process, and it produces net 2 ATP molecules. It takes 2 ATP to process one molecule, but it makes 2 ATP molecules, glycolysis. That's just one little glucose molecule. So the substrate is glucose, which comes from what? It's a sugar. It comes from carbohydrate. That's the substrate. Well, in that 10-step process of glycolysis, there are 10 different enzymes or more that work on that substrate to convert it into what? Energy, ATP. So enzymes are intimately, inextricably, and importantly implicated in making metabolic reactions, chemical reactions happen. They speed up the reaction by lowering what's called the activation energy, the amount of energy it takes to make that chemical reaction happen. If it were not for the enzymes and the coenzymes that help the enzymes, like certain vitamins that will help the enzymes, these chemical reactions would take forever or maybe even stall. So these enzymes are implicated in nearly every chemical reaction in your body. The enzymes are at the center of all organisms and their nearly all organisms and their vitality and their life. With no enzymes, you're not going to make it. You will die. So they serve a different purpose. Digestively speaking, people will take enzymes when they have a lot of gas, bloating, and so on, because the food is not being fully digested. Like if you're eating carbohydrate, for example, not getting fully digested, it goes into the large intestine, undigested, and gets fermented, causes gas. Take the enzyme, gets rid of the gas.
Don't be stressed out or anxious. Take Hempanol, the only raw CO2 hemp extract available. It's 100% organic with wild oreganol P73 extract. You might have heard about CBD, but there's no comparison. Hempanol has the power and potency you need to support your nervous system, stay calm and focused, and maintain a healthy immune system. Unlike other CBD oils, Hempanol contains the full spectrum of phytocannabinoids. Take Hempanol and feel great. And if you suffer from insomnia and can't seem to get that full night's rest, try Hempanol PM. Hempanol PM is specifically formulated to get you the rest you need without feeling sluggish when you wake. It's non-addictive, completely natural, and leaves you feeling energetic and ready to take on the day. To place your order, to find out where to find Hempanol in your area, call 1-800-243-5242, 800-243-5242, or visit us at oreganol.com.
This is Dr. Michael Garko. If you can't stick around for the entire show, catch up with us later on your phone using the iHeartRadio app. Look for Let's Talk Nutrition under podcasts.
From the Florida Central Credit Union Free Checking Traffic Center.
Slow northbound on 275 from midspan of the eastbound Howard Franklin Bridge into West Shore. Still slow also on the eastbound east end of the Gandy Bridge because of an earlier accident near West Shore. And we have very slow traffic still on Pinellas Avenue or alternate 19 in Tarpon Springs near Antelope Road because of an earlier crash. See traffic problems? Call the injury firm of Abrahamson and Udrick Hillsborough Traffic Tip Line at 866-545-9595.
This report is sponsored by Peloton. Live studio classes in the comfort of your home. Peloton is a game-changing indoor cycling bike that brings the energy of live studio classes right to your home anytime you want. Learn more about the Peloton bike at onepeloton.com or visit your local showroom.
This is Dr. Michael Garko, host of Let's Talk Nutrition. Learn how to lose weight and keep it off safely and scientifically. Let's Talk Nutrition, weekday mornings from 9 to 11 on AM 1250 WHNZ, or watch the show at letstalknutrition.com. See you on the radio.
Americans are always on the move. They're in the car, at the office, working around the house. Americans refuse to sit still. So how do you connect with all of these moving targets? Easy. With radio. Radio reaches 93% of Americans every week, more than Google, Facebook, even television. Because hey, who has the time to sit and watch TV? So when you want to connect with all those constantly moving adults, teens, and millennials, get to iHeartMedia.com and put AM/FM radio to work for your company.
1250 WHNZ's Impact Radio's Golden Diamond Source Performance Theater features exclusive performances from some of the biggest acts in the world, as well as artists on the verge breaking out big. To find out more information on upcoming performers and to get an exclusive VIP invite list, go to WHNZ.com and search the Golden Diamond Source Performance Theater.
Keeps coming. You know what to do.
Hey, I'm gonna just rip this Band-Aid off. We need to break up. You're not good for me. I'm always sweaty and uncomfortable around you. You're not getting any benefits from this relationship. You're just a basic memory foam mattress. I deserve better. And before you ask, yes, there is someone else. I've been seeing the purple mattress online for a while now. Don't blame yourself. How can you compete with a bed that totally supports me, hugs my pressure points, and sleeps so effortlessly cool? Not to mention a 100-night trial and free shipping. Now that's a bed with benefits. It'll make me feel better than you ever could.
Break up with your old mattress and get with Purple today. And right now, get $100 off the purchase of a mattress when you text ENJOY to 84888. Yes, $100 off, but only when you text ENJOY to 84888. That's ENJOY to 84888.
Message and data rates may apply up to 5 messages a month. TNC and privacy policy found at purple.com/TNC. Reply help for help or stop to cancel.
Mark Levin here. I'm still on in Tampa Bay, now for 3 full hours. Join me tonight from 7 to 10 at my new home, 1250 WHNZ.
From the Rude Air Conditioning Weather Center. Rely on Rude.
Your Tampa Bay area forecast. A mix of sun and clouds, warm and humid, a 10% rain chance, high 84. Partly cloudy and muggy overnight, the low 68. Tomorrow, partly cloudy, a 10% rain chance, high 83. For more news, weather, and traffic, tune to WFLA at 94.5 in St. Pete, 105.9 in Tampa, or 99.1 in Newport Richey.
This report is sponsored by Maaco. You might not be able to get a new car with your tax refund, but you can make your car feel like it's brand new. All it needs is a great paint job. Come into Maaco today and get your dream paint job during their tax season sales event.
Now, a 1250 WHNZ Market Update.
Wall Street currently green across the board, with Dow up 35 to 25,926. NASDAQ up by 21, and the S&P Index gaining 3 points. Got an Alexa or Google at the house? You can ask it to play 1250 WHNZ. Even set an alarm for it. Impact Radio 1250 wins.
Let's Talk Nutrition is brought to you by Jarrow Formulas, superior nutrition and formulation. Natural Factors, where great health begins. Kyolic, aging makes the finest garlic truly odorless. Celsius, live fit. Flora, 100 years of herbal wisdom. Let's Talk Nutrition, on the web at letstalknutrition.com. We're back from the break, so let's rejoin Dr. Michael Garko.
Okay. Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Great to be with you. Hope you're having a good day, wherever and however you may be listening or watching the show. Here's how to make contact.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-TALK.
Apples and pears. I want to talk about apples and pears, not just to eat. I want to talk about apples and pears in terms of anatomical shape. You know, the shape of your body. Are you shaped like an apple, or are you shaped like a pear? In either case, it's both of those metaphors deal with being overweight or obese. So we're going to get to that, but let's go to Bradenton, Florida, because I don't like to leave callers hanging on the line. Let's go to Bradenton and talk with John. John, welcome to the show.
Hey, Doctor. Sorry to call twice today, but you're kind of talking about a lot of stuff I'm really interested. I don't want to monopolize your time.
No, you can call as many times as you want.
Okay. I didn't know if you'd ever addressed all the research that's out now about the relationship about what's going on in your digestive system and mental health and mental illness. And then I've got one other question. I don't know if you want me to ask both questions or just one at a time. Hello?
Yeah.
I'm here. I was looking for a book. I see you have a question. Your question deals with the gut-brain connection.
Yeah.
The gut-brain, this is an interesting, we've talked about this a lot on the show. Some experts refer to the gut as the second brain, and that there is this sort of, you hear these expressions like your gut feeling, go with your gut, a gut-wrenching experience. All these metaphors sort of get at some sort of emotional, psycho-emotional state of a person. Well, that's no accident. It turns out that the brain has a direct effect on the stomach and intestines, and vice versa. The gastrointestinal tract, by the way, is sensitive to emotion. Anger, anxiety, sadness, happiness, all these feelings are trigger symptoms in the gut. So the brain has a direct effect on the stomach and the intestines. For example, the thought of eating releases what? These gastric juices. Just thinking about eating to get you prepared to digest the food. And so this relationship is interdependent. It goes both ways. If your intestines are, in some sort of distress, they can send signals to the brain, just as a troubled brain can send signals to the gut. So your stomach or your intestinal distress can be the cause or the product of anxiety, stress, or depression. That's because the brain and the gastrointestinal system, as I say, are intimately and inextricably connected. And you have certain neurotransmitters that are implicated with the gut, serotonin and others that get at how you feel, your hormones. A lot of people wouldn't put that together. If you go to letstalknutrition.com or to YouTube, you can find a number of shows where we've talked about the gut-brain connection. The way to figure this out is if you go to letstalknutrition.com, click on show schedule, and then scroll down and you'll see dates and titles and guests' names. Once you have, that's the audio, but you can then take the date and then go to YouTube and find the video and watch that show with that guest. We've done over the years any number of shows on this gut-brain connection. There are more and more studies now, John, that are connecting the gut and the brain and how they affect one another. So your instinct is right. I mean, they are connected. I don't know if I answered your question.
So there is a little bit of a connection maybe between obesity and mental health, right?
Absolutely. 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 In a lot of different ways. On many different levels. Mm-hmm. Nobody's ever going to make me believe, in spite of what I've seen on TV and read with people, that being obese is a lot of fun, and that people just sort of accept it and say, well, this is who I am, and I'm happy with the way I am, and all's well. No, you're going to have a hard time persuading me. I believe that most people who are obese don't want to be obese, and they're trying mightily to find a way, like you did, to lose 100 pounds. You are in a very rare category. And so psychologically, it affects you that way. But also being obese with all this goes to my metaphor about apples and pears. Men carry a lot of fat in their abdominal area. That's called it's visceral fat. It's deep, not subcutaneous, but fat that surrounds all the visceral organs, your intestines, your pancreas, your liver, and so on. That fat is an endocrine organ. It's producing all kinds of inflammatory molecules that go out through the body and affect you psychologically too, because you don't feel well and you get sick. And being obese and having all that visceral fat for men especially is very dangerous. It leads to heart attacks, it leads to cancer, and many other chronic diseases. And no one's ever going to make me believe that doesn't affect somebody psycho-emotionally. It does. You could probably I could cut you loose and you could spend the rest of the show sharing with the audience how being obese affected you psychologically and emotionally, right?
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, I mean, you don't even want to leave the house, if you're obese like that, so.
Well, I'm sure you have. May I ask your age?
I'm 57 right now.
All right, so you had sort of a rebirth and a renaissance.
Yeah, it's kind of been a lifelong. When I was younger, I was an athlete and I ran a lot and stuff. And then I started, gaining weight, and I had some of these mental health issues.
Oh.
And that kind of slowed down the athletic part of it, and the weight, just off, from there. And
it happens. It happens so incrementally over time, and then one day you wake up and you look in the mirror and you're 100 pounds, 150 pounds overweight, and you say, "How in the good Lord did I get here? And how can I get out of here?"
Right.
No, you're absolutely right. You can't. The mind and the body are connected, and I should probably do a little tutorial on the gut-brain connection, and I will make sure that I do that and lay it out even more how the gut and the brain are interdependently connected. All these systems of the body, all these organ systems, are not compartmentalized. They're all integrated into creating us holistically, and they're all interdependently connected. What happens in one system affects what happens in other systems. You asked two great questions today. You enriched the show today, and we thank you for that.
Want to get at the core issues that make weight
Welcome back to Let's Talk Nutrition. Here's the health question of the day. What percent of the adult population in our country is obese? What do you think? 10%, 20%, or 40%? What percent of the adult population is obese in our country? 10%, 20%, or 40%? If you have the right answer, you win a $25 supplement gift card. Connect.
You can reach us at 877-897-8255. That's 877-897-8255.
To flesh out John, last caller's, John, gosh, my memory has not left me. John's comment or question about the gut-brain connection. Let me give you just a little bit more. It turns out that lining your gastrointestinal tract from your esophagus to the rectum is what's called the enteric nervous system. It's two thin layers, about more than 100 million nerve cells that line that gastrointestinal tract. They're nerve cells. And the enteric nervous system can't balance your checkbook or compose a love note, as they was reading in this one article. Its primary role is to help control digestion, from swallowing to the release of enzymes that I've been talking about, to the breakdown of the food, to the control of the flow that helps the nutrient absorption, to all the way to elimination. That enteric nervous system, I don't talk about it enough on the show. That is at the heart of the gut-brain connection. According to Dr. John Padiska, who's at Johns Hopkins, he said the enteric nervous system doesn't seem capable of thought as we know it, but it communicates back and forth with our big brain with profound results, end quote. Dr. Padiska is absolutely right. And so, John's instinct about how is there a connection between our gut and our brain, and being apple-shaped in men is not a good thing. Women tend to be more pear-shaped and carry the fat in the hips and in the buttocks. Some claim that that's not as bad. Well, there are some researchers at UC Davis that disagree with that. I won't get into the weeds on that right now, but they say, no, man, that's just as bad too, and being fat is fat as far as they're concerned, and fat can be like an endocrine organ pumping out all these hormones, cortisol and so on, that causes inflammation levels to go up. But the enteric nervous system is the big trigger, the trigger that creates these emotional shifts that people experience with irritable bowel syndrome, for example, or functional bowel problems like being constipated, having diarrhea, bloating, pain, stomach pain, upset, and so on. That's that enteric nervous system being disrupted. And so I will promise to do a better job on talking about the gut-brain connection. I need to do that, and I will. Let's go to another call from Bradenton. Let's go to Ted in Bradenton. Ted, welcome to the show. It's great to have you on.
Hi, Dr. Garka.
Nice to talk to you. Nice to talk to you. So currently, according to the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention, what percent of the adult population is obese? 10%, 20%, or 40%?
I'd say 40.
Yeah, it's 39.8% according to the CDC. It's remarkable, Ted. What that means is you walk down the street and randomly pick out 10 people, 4 out of those 10 are going to be obese. I mean, that's astonishing. That's we're not all that far away from half the adult population being obese. Never in human history have we had a condition where obesity outpaces malnutrition. People used to die more from malnutrition than obesity. Now it's the other way around. You can't worldwide. You can't make that up according to the World Health Organization. So, that's why I talk about it a lot. But congratulations, you won a nice supplement gift card, Ted.
All right.
Yeah. How you?
I wanted to mention this Ridgecrest Herbals.
Yeah.
I'm currently trying their Clear Lungs Extra Strength, and so far it seems like it's helping.
Oh, really?
I always give a supplement at least 2 bottles before I'm sure, but I've gone through about.
What do you notice? What do you notice?
2 extra strength twice a day.
What do you notice?
Well, my lungs are bad. I worked in a bar for 30 years where people smoked.
Yes.
So I never really smoked, but they did.
They did. You had secondhand
smoking their cigarettes.
Yeah, you were. Yes, you were.
I just can't jog anymore. I really can't swim anymore, but I've noticed that I'm having less phlegm in the mornings and evenings taking this product.
Well, I'm so glad to hear that.
Like I'm breathing a little better.
Oh, that's great. I will make sure we're going to save this clip, and we're going to send it to Ridgecrest Herbals and let them know. They'll be happy to hear that. That young man that works for them, Gary, will be delighted.
Chris, yeah.
Chris is a nice young man. They will be delighted to hear that. That's one of the best-selling lung care supplements in the natural product space. Thank you for sharing that. And
okay.
I'm so sorry that you have to experience this. You know, you were just trying to make a living, man. You know?
Right.
You know? I know. I get it.
Yeah, bad choice.
That's all right. It's okay, Ted. Do the best you can, and I wish you the best. Stay in touch. Let us know how you're doing, okay?
Yeah, I will.
All right, man. Thank you so much. Love doing this show. You know, I hear these stories all the time. You know, that guy was just, Teddy's just trying to make a living. Working in a bar, people smoking back in the day. That secondhand smoke is just as lethal, if not more lethal. Thank you for tuning in today. Thank you for listening. Thank you for watching. We appreciate you. We love you. We care about you. I may not know you personally, but I know one thing. We're all in this together. Health is one of those things that brings people together. As I said earlier in the show today, health is hard to get and easy to lose. So we need to help one another, keep it, and get it, and not lose it. And that's why we're here. Thanks again. I'll see you tomorrow. Your health is your wealth, and your health is the wealth of those that care about and love you. Listen to the music.